In the last session, we are stuck somewhere here while we are doing the parsing by taking up one JSON and the XML format, and we have parsed and we have converted into the data. Now, let me just show you. We have several statistics application that we can always try. Otherwise, we can call them as a functions even, which was segregated as a statistical functions, like sum, minimum, maximum, median, average, standard deviation kind of stuff. Okay, for example, I do have a column called salary. I can always try getting the respective statistics about the column of salary. This is a function that you should see that over here to retrieve the only the data which is going to be the salary. Now out of that, I'm going to apply the sum. See, the list dot sum of employees 1 of salary. Okay, so this is the calculated sum, which how much is it? 6,91,416. Okay, now here I just want to return to the table. Okay, unless and until I'm not going to make any sort of addition or subtraction, integer division and all kind of stuff. So percentage of 100, much is it? Rather we should say 70%. Why? Because as we have just given the 100%. Let me just return to the previous value. Okay. This is a calculated sum, out of which I just wanted to say percentage of 70. Okay, calculated sum divided by 7 into 70 into 100. Okay, so there is a difference, percentage of and percentage is different. Okay, got it? So now scientific, if you want to make a square root, okay, square root, this is a square root. Okay, and if you wanted to apply some logarithms, base 10, this is a log. Okay, factorial, you want to do it, you can make it a factorial. The number is out of range of a 64-bit integer value. Okay, why? Because this is not an integer value. Okay, fine. Okay, so now absolute value, square and cube and power, square root, exponent, logarithm, natural, okay, and all this kind of stuff, trigonometry, sine of this number, rounding, you want it to round up. So I just want to go back and do the roundup actually here. See, I want to do the roundup over here, round up. This is the one, right? I wanted to check the factorial here. Oh my god, you have got infinity, very large value. So hence what I'm going to do, before I'm going to round up, calculated square root. Okay. round off, round up to 3, and I want to make a factorial of 3. Factorial of 3, 6. 6 factorial, 720. 720 factorial, again infinity. Okay. Okay, understand? So information is even or odd? False. Is even or odd? True. Sign 1. So like this we can make out all these calculations on the basis of one particular column, which is a salary. In the transformations, we have just performed the stats average of the salary. What is the average salary? 6,461. Okay. And also you can try standard deviation, how much it is deviated. 3909. Okay. So this is how that you can always try calculating this part. And we have completed this traditional transformation with all this kind of stuff. See, structured column. If you wanted to run the R script on this one, you can always try making the R script here. Okay, just for the sake of transformation and shaping your data. Okay, but you should install the R programming language, which was already there with me. I will show you the R integration with this one later. Okay, maybe tomorrow we will be looking after this R script running it. How can we integrate the R programming language with the Power Query editor? We will see this one in the tomorrow session. And here we have something where I have selected, when I have selected this one, I have the options where something like this, and whenever I have selected some text, okay, different types of stuff is the ticket detecting the data type. I think even this one is clearly with us. Okay, why? Because whenever we select the text kind of column, okay, you could always try understanding it was going to extract somewhere here in the replace values and the pivot columns and all kind of stuff. So whatever it is, however, it is finally the same. So now see here there is something called the hr.job underscore history. If you wanted to expand or if you want to aggregate, you can try by using this structured column. Okay, we have this kind of stuff with the hr.employees. See what exactly this is containing here. Take a look at this one, employee underscore id. Okay, and see if you can observe basically. Okay, I didn't do any sort of joining here. Employee id, okay, first name, last name, email, phone number, hire date. See if you want to see even here, you should see the properties. No, not this one actually. We need to go outside actually not to check the structure of this one. Okay, so here when you are selecting certain table, you see whatever it was added over here apart from this department ID and all kind of stuff. See, here there is something called an extra column, right? Okay, see, it is specially mentioning all these, all these individual entities are none other than Power BI added entities. Guys, very important. Can you understand this one? These individual entities are Power BI added entities. Why? Because I already have the department underscore ID as a column. Whenever I click on this value, it is showing me for that particular respective department ID, what exactly the department name and the manager ID associated with the location ID and all kind of stuff. Even within the departments table, it has showed you one more thing here, department ID and the manager ID value, which is quite correlated and all kind of stuff. Okay. So these are the, out of which these are all the tables and out of which we are in the employees table, and here all these are values. So for example, if I just wanted to select this HR underscore departments and go to the transform, you can check the structured column where you should say expand. This is nothing but where you should always see that HR departments of employee ID related extracted information of what exactly that is there inside. Okay, you can always undefine or define any one particular column which is assigned over there here. Next one is going to be aggregate. See, aggregate, what are all the things that you can be able to aggregate that you should be able to see here? Count of, sum of, what are the things? Okay, and this is what you can see now apart from this one. Let me go to the value. The table, should be able to see this one. No, this is how like so whether it is a structured column and all that we can clearly see based upon the content inside. Okay, and finally the one which is there here is adding a new column. Okay, for example, if there is something called jobs or regions that you should say, okay, you wanted to add one more conditional column, or you wanted to add duplicate column for something. Okay, I wanted to make a duplicate column for the region name, duplicate column. Okay, you have a copy. So, and I want to make an index column from one. Okay, I have just made one more index column. I want to have a conditional column. Conditional column, you wanted to, how exactly the kind of conditional column that you wanted to make it. Okay, if your reason ID equals to 1, then output 10. Okay, otherwise 1, otherwise 2. Okay, so something like this. You can make a conditional column, something like this. And region ID equals to output 20. you want to add, you can go on and go on adding multiple else if statements, which is very so going to be a very easy for a column addition, okay, for your own without implementing any sort of code, okay, kind of stuff. For example, else if 330, otherwise 0. See, got it, all of you? You can always invoke a custom function, okay, and if you do have a function query, that you can always try implement that based upon the, and you don't have any custom functions over here. Currently we don't have it. Column for from all the examples, see, from all columns, this is how the data it's localized. Enter some sample values to create a new column, okay, just say okay. No sample values were provided. Okay, I just wanted to provide some value here. So 100, just say okay. There's something like this. Custom column, you wanted to make one more, and you wanted to apply the custom column formula, okay, and where you can apply this one over here. Okay, so all these things that you can try when you are cleaning the data, or kind of stuff, that you can always try doing this one over here. If not, even you can directly do it. Or for example, if you want to export the cleaned data of a one particular column into a new column, that you can do this one, okay. This is how. So finally coming to the view, let me just switch to this table column. You should see the query settings, okay. You can you can mute and then you can unmute. Formula bar, you can disable and you can enable, okay. If you are going to disable, you are going to see something like this. So mono space, see, font show white space, okay. And go to your column, which column that you want, first column, always yellow. Advanced editor, you can get it from something like this. Query dependencies, so how exactly it is showing and all kind of stuff that you can always try implementing this part. This is good, right? Means like at a time that you can understand the schema of what exactly that you are doing when you are making some data stuff, like and you can make up however that you want, left to right, and okay. Are you good with this? Right. So I'm closing this part. So guys, this is what the Power Query Editor, where we have seen in a full length view without leaving any sort of option except the R programming integration, where I told you that I will be explaining you that part in the next upcoming section. Okay. So apart from this one, I'm just closing and going back. Even if I just wanted, I have just made some changes to the regions, which is going to show you something bad. You can always try going back and you can delete whatever the actions that you performed. Okay, See, even it is showing you the schema. However, that you have left, it is going to show you something like this. See, so I'm going to come here and you want to select this part and you need to select this part and then you say close and apply. Otherwise, it will not leave you. Okay, fine, all of you. And here, whatever that you should see this R script visual, if I'm going to enable that, you can always try implementing the R script. Okay, see, for example, if I just wanted to show the salary and by um, job ID, it is going to open everything from the R Studio, which is going to be an R programming language. See, it has completely given you, you know, so this is a complete, lines of code that it has generated. Anyhow, just going back here, this is the code it has generated. If you wanted to type something over here, you can type in order to build some sort of visualization using the R programming language, which looks quite fantastic actually for the people who are the R programmers wanted to generate, wonderful visualizations with the Power BI. Okay, so this is where slowly Microsoft is fetching up basically. Okay, in terms of the more integration level values. Of course, even though we do have this feature with the Tableau also, this is more quite effective. Okay, why? Because the Microsoft is a master of making implementation in the very quickest way. Okay, so guys, this is what all I thought of discussing today, and now we have successfully completed this Power Query Editor. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you some examples related to the R integration with this existing stuff, and then we are going to start looking after the visualizations. Okay, visualizations and dashboarding in the Power BI and bookmarking in Power BI. How do we do it? And how do we publish that? What exactly that you're gonna do? Your work, okay, needs to be checked. And here you should see that uh, the new measure, okay, and the roles and all. This is administration kind of stuff, okay, which is not a big deal, and I will just show you later. New column and a new table that you can always generate. Okay, and this is a view of your stuff, and this is a home of your file. This complete visualization stuff. So what exactly, see, you are going to learn this visualization tab, okay, and the fields tab. Fields is nothing but the data that we have deployed over here. And apart from that one, if you learn this visualization part in a full-fledged way, then you can play with the Power BI however that you want. Means like we have done a lot of transformations of the data, and then we can work on this visualization part in real, okay, from the day after tomorrow kind of sessions. Okay, any questions so far? Okay guys, see you. We will meet again tomorrow. Thank you.